So this particular study that was conducted on Black Americans about us aging a lot faster at a cellular level due to racism, white supremacy. Now, I've stated this before. A lot of you don't even realize how stressed we are until you get on a plane and you get out of here. And for me, I'm telling you from personal experience, the moment I got to the African continent, I didn't feel no stress. I felt like that weight was off my shoulders. And I not only felt that way, I remember Brother Sharif, it was his first time on the African continent too. Brother Sharif is our editor. And he said the same thing, that he felt just stress-free because this whole system is against you. Remember, when you talk about systemic racism, that means every part of their system is anti-Black. So when you hear people being anti-Black at the grocery store, when you hear them at the movie theaters, when you hear them at the hospital, when you talk about medical racism, when you see them just at your jobs, wherever that may be, right? It's nowhere you can't go that you're not going to deal with in this country anti-Black behavior, because it's the way America was built. Anti-Black hatred is the pillar of and foundation of America. It was built on the hatred of us. It wasn't built on the hatred of Latinos. It wasn't built on the hatred of Arabs. It wasn't built on the hatred of Asians. It wasn't built on the hatred of Native Americans. It was built on the hatred of Black folk, because in the foundation, we are the ones that created the foundation through slavery. They wouldn't have an America, it wouldn't be for Black folks. So here you have to understand that. Taking away white supremacy out of America, you're literally ripping the foundation apart. These people don't know how to operate outside of white supremacy when it comes to us. But it has an effect on us. So let's talk about that, because that is real. So what they end up doing is they took 800 Black American families for about 25 years and found that, they had experienced high levels of racial discrimination when they were young teenagers. They had significantly higher levels of depression in their 20s than those who hadn't. And so this elevated depression in turn showed up in their blood samples, which revealed accelerated aging on the cellular level. They said their research is not the first to show Black Americans live sicker lives and die younger than other racial or ethnic groups. It said experience of constant and accumulating stress due to racism throughout an individual's lifetime can wear and tear down the body, literally getting under the skin to affect health. And say the findings highlight how stress from racism, particularly experienced in early life, can affect the mental and physical health disparities seen among Black Americans. So you remember I've said before that, America affects the health of Black folks. I said Babylon kills Black people every day. And in some of our, things that we deal with, some of us drink because of our stress here. Some of us, eat too much, eat things we shouldn't, that's like comfort foods. That's why, when you hear videos from Brother Nathaniel, a lot of times it triggers folks because they use food as a way to comfort themselves. They may not use, drugs, but they use food. So when you're hearing Brother Nathaniel telling you not to eat pork, or he's telling you don't be eating fried chicken, you literally pulling a comfort away from you sometimes due to that stress. But you can't kill yourself in the process of dealing with stress. I mean, if you're going to eat something, eat things that's good for us, right? We shouldn't eat things that are just bad. I mean, just bottom line. Now, they said as news stories of Black American women, men, and children being killed due to racial injustice persist, it said their research on the effects of racism continue to have significant implications. It said, of course, the coronavirus pandemic has been labeled as stressful, which I would say that'd be for everybody. For populations that are disproportionately affected due to factors like poverty, unemployment, and lack of access to health care, which was created by the Mzungu, of course, wasn't on our own. They said in 2019, American Academy of Pediatrics identified racism as one of the profound impact on the health of children, adolescents, emerging adults, and their families. Now, we talked about that story exactly when that came out and support their conclusion and show that the need for society to truly reflect on the lifelong impact racism can have on a Black child's ability to prosper in the United States. Okay. So once again, they telling you from a scientific way that our cells are aging faster due to living in Babylon. So when I tell black people, hey, why don't you get your passport? Why don't you let's just go see something different? Let's go to the African continent. Let's go to the Caribbean. Let's go wherever we want to go, right? Let's just go see it. You know, we had a tour in 2019, went to Kenya. Everybody, you know, that went was happy. They was happy. They felt the stress get off of them. They got to experience different things. And a lot of people, from what I heard, even went back. You know, one couple in particular I heard went back to Kenya, went to Uganda. They always traveling now on the African continent because they were just, you know, very, very happy when they went. You understand? Don't let people, because see, we have people that's so used to dysfunction. Don't let people in our community hold you back from trying something else. When somebody tells you you're running from something, yeah, I want to get away from these devils for 5 minutes. And let me go somewhere and deprocess. And then when somebody tell you, well, you know, they want to come over here. Listen, that's their situation. They have nothing to do with me. I come in with American dollars. My money doubles and triples when I go over there. I'm not in their situation. So stop comparing me to them and what they got going on trying to come over here. If you understand why they're in their situation, it's because of the white supremacists as well. Call colonialism, call neo-colonialism, right? We have to be honest when we have these conversations and tell the whole story, not a propagandized version to make black folks afraid to get out of Babylon for 5 minutes so they can get some peace. Black folks need to relax. Black folks need to be able to go to a beach and relax and not be looking at people, you know, these Mzungu looking at you. Listen, all that staring at you with contempt, that brings stress too. Maybe not on the level like I'm just tripping, but the most black folks don't have that, some of our attitudes here that watch this program. That bothers some black folk. At least when I went to the beach in Mombasa, 2019, beautiful beach. I didn't have nobody staring and looking. I didn't have no Mzungu police looking and trying to, no, it was just chill. I'm out there on a beautiful beach, green water. Oh, it smells so great. Good food. And I wasn't dealing with none of these people at all. You understand? If you go to Zanzibar, out there in Tanzania, same thing. Now, I'm not saying you won't see some Europeans show up, but understand those Europeans that show up over there, they aren't, they're not gonna mess with you like that. Trust me, especially when they hear that black American accent, for sure, like, oh, know about that one. Because they know the difference. I told people about that black American energy that we have that the world understand. They understand it. Some people even get interested in talking to you because of you black American, talking about some of those Europeans. But what I'm saying is, I'm not for trying to tell black folk to hold them back, to tell them, well, why would you want to go there? You know, white supremacy run it too. Well, obviously you're not there, are you? So you don't even run into a lot of white folks. Now, global white supremacy is a conversation. Sure. That is an active conversation. Global white supremacy, and the only reason global white supremacy works is because black folks isn't unified. Because I'll tell you this, they can try to do all the sanctions on China, it's not going to work. You know why? Because China is unified. You can't break a people that's unified. So if all 54 African nations would get together and say, we good, we don't need nothing from you. We doing everything in-house. Because what's been happening on the African continent is they've been producing a lot of their own things that they used to import in due to COVID. So COVID has actually been a good thing to push the African nations to do more for self. The only reason these people are powerful in a way is because they're together. You ever heard of NATO? That's basically Mzungu unity on a military level. That's all. They have to be unified. They didn't used to be unified like that, but they know that we're more powerful to be unified than we are apart. Now, that's not going to last forever, trust me. And Donald Trump done a good number on some of that. You know, actually, Donald Trump did some great things for the betterment of black folks. So trust me, when you break down their unity, it's better for black people at the end of the day, right? But what I'm saying is that we need a break sometime. And, you know, some of you run to Mexico, like, Mexico ain't our people. And don't say, well, we were in Mexico. You're not going to see the black people in Mexico at all. You're not going nowhere near those black people. Because you're going over there, you'll be showing, hey, I'm over here with my brothers and sisters in Mexico. It's not where you're going. So don't even bring up Mexico like that. You can go there if you want to. But me, I'd rather go to where we the majority. If I'm trying to get away from racism, then I want to go where we the majority. I know some people talk about South Africa and say, oh, well, they got them folks over there. And listen, black folks are the majority. And them folks not really going to mess with you like that. I mean, listen, you come from America. They know it's a difference with you versus them. Don't let nobody hold you back from anything, even other black people. Because one thing I learned about other black people, they're so conditioned with this stuff, with racism. They're so conditioned. They think that, hey, you know, at least I'm living better underneath the foot of a white supremacist than those Africans over there. And I'm like, I'm just shaking my head and say, what the hell are you talking about? They say you become the quote unquote white man when you show up over there because now you got money. Over here, you don't have money as a collective because they constantly sabotaging you every step of the way. At least over there, you're not going to be sabotaged. Sure, you got to get in with people, learn people, get on the ground. No, of course, nothing perfect. But hey, you can get access a lot faster to government and everything else over there than you ever could here. But this is not good, you know, for our overall health. This is why I'm a firm believer of we need to travel. We need to see other places. You can go back and forth between whatever country you like to go to, whether it's in the Caribbean, whether it's in the continent, wherever you want to be, right? Go back and forth. You never give up your passport. You know, we built America. You never give that up. You need access back home. We got family here. The American markets we need to get involved. And that can be also your value on the African continent as well. Because of that blue passport, you can have access to do business here that they didn't have no access to. You understand? So for me, I understand this, but I'm just trying to present this to you to say that going into 2021, okay, new year, let's think a lot different. We've been through a pandemic. You've seen the worst of these people in the COVID. You have seen it. Why not get your passport? Why not? It costs you, like, all you need is your birth certificate. Go sign up. You know, I would say get a certified copy of birth certificate so you can send it to them. That way, if something was to happen, whatever, you still got your original, right? Birth certificate, go sign up, take your picture, and just get your passport. Okay? Go ahead and get that. Travel going to open back up 2021. They're going to be begging for people to come to these countries, right? Go. Go, brothers and sisters. Go. Don't let nobody tell you and your family why you want to go over there. Why don't I want to go? What's wrong with it? We can't be making videos like some people get mad and all the Chinese and why they doing this and the Lebanese and the Mzungu and the Indians, they all doing this in Africa. Well, you can't say nothing if you're not showing up, brother or sister. Stop letting your family talk you out of that. Stop letting people online talk you out of that. Some people talk you out of it because they need you to stay here because you part of their business plan. You understand? Me, I don't have to tell none of you to go nowhere or at least go see something. And I'm still going to be good because I'm in media. I just produced that. I'm just saying as your brother, and because of what we know here at a cellular level, you're being aged due to racism, white supremacy. You need at least a mental health break every year. So why don't you say, hey, you know what? I want to go see Ghana. I want to go to Liberia. I want to go see Sierra Leone. I want to go to Kenya. I want to go to Botswana. I want to go to Namibia. I want to go see South Africa. I want to go see Uganda. I like to go see Ethiopia. You know, like I say, why can't we do that? I always tell people, start on the English speaking countries first. That way it won't be a language barrier for you. Don't let people talk you out of it. All these people that tell you we built America, okay. And what's your point? You mean to tell me you can't go see something else? Other people leave their whole country to even come here. You mean to tell me we can't go visit somewhere else just to see how it is? The main thing for me with that is the stress level for you. It's killing you. Racism is killing you every day. The thing about the pandemic, what made me upset, is that I didn't get my mental health and stress break of Babylon. And I can't wait to get back. Listen, I understand I can go right now if I wanted to, but things are too uncertain. And I travel with a team. So I want to make sure that me and my team will be okay when we go. Okay. I don't want to get caught up that you got to stay quarantined in this country because, you know, there's been other people that had to stay in countries for months because they locked everything back down. So for until then, you know, and like I say, I'm not saying you can't have a mental health break here in America. You can. You can find a place to go to. But for me, I want to be removed from the whole system of Babylon. So I will go to the continent and just be happy to be there. You understand? Because you know what? You need a break. All that fighting. We're going to fight. We're going to fight. We're going to fight. No fighter fights to the end. You understand? A fighter has his prime and then he moves on. Either train other fighters or he just go chill his nerves somewhere and like I say, be on the beach sipping his papaya juice in the mornings, chilling with his lady. Black folks don't need to be fighting to the very end of their life. New fighters need to show up. That's what they said. A revolution is with the youth. You don't need to be 50 and 60 still fighting like a 22-year-old. Let that 22-year-old do all the fighting in the streets. You need to be at a position at that point of advising and giving some direction if you're respected enough in the community where they still will listen to you, right? But all black people should have a connection to the African continent. And if you don't, fine. Be stressed. Let your cells get old and kill you if you want. Nobody's going to stop you. We just telling black people that's thinking about it. We telling black people to say, hell yeah, I'm trying to go see something else. I'm sick of this. You know, that's the black people I'm talking to. Because some of you feel that it's better with the white man foot on my neck than to go see something else because you're scary. A lot of you scary. See, at least you're confident with the white man foot on your neck. You're cool with that because you know that life. You're scary to get from underneath that and go see something else. That's the only thing I'm telling you. And I'm talking only to black people who feel that way. And don't be telling me about white folks that go over there or whatever, because you know what? They go. I've seen a story of some white Canadians. They just love it over there. You know what I'm saying? In Kenya. Can't get enough of it. White folks are showing up. They got white folks that listen to this show and actually went to the continent. That has happened. Do you know that? So how is it they willing to listen to this show and hear about how wicked this land is and go into the African continent and say, you know what, he was right. It's not, it's peaceful over here. It is not evil like it is back in America. And then some of y'all be the same ones mad at those white people for showing up over there and actually enjoying themselves. What they doing over there? Why aren't you there? That's the thing. Why aren't you there? Don't complain on nobody showing up on the African continent if you're not willing to go. Stop. Because it doesn't make sense at that point. But leave me a comment, let me know what you think about the situation with racism, white supremacy, aging us at a cellular level. And oh yeah, let me address something real quick because I know you're gonna have an idiot say this in the chat room, and I say you're an idiot when you say this. Phil, well, let me see you over there first, and then I will go. You seen me over there more than once. I got video of me being over there. What the hell are you talking about? Well, I want to see where you. I'm not showing you Negroes nothing. Why would I show you anything? What? So you can sabotage what I got going on? Do I show you anything now, even what I do in America? That's silly. I'm not you. I don't tell everybody how I move. That's a big problem with some of you. You tell everybody how you move and you wonder why the white supremacists stay on your neck. You give them all your information. You tell them I'm going here, I'm going there, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. No, you never let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. So now I'll never tell you how I'm moving around, what countries I'm talking about, how I'm doing things in business. I'm never going to tell you that because what you're going to do, all you're going to do is tip off of the white supremacists so you can sabotage my things. Forget that.